Hi everyone, and welcome to louisemckayart. I am about to do something on this little sugar jar. Now, this is a little sugar jar that was given to me by a friend who just wanted to get rid of it. And she just handed it over. So I'm going to paint on this. It's really cute. So, I'm just going to show you real quick my plans, as I probably won't show you the whole process. As I get into this, I'm just unscrewing this to get it released, and then I'm going to take a look at this. And just so you know, the reassembly is just every bit as easy in reverse order. Okay, so I'm going to clean this up. And then I'm going to tape the back. I'll leave the sides open, which will eventually cause me to have to drill through the hole, but that's okay. Just got to remember where the hole is. So I've got to think through this one, but I'm going to tape the back off, and then I'll be back after I've cleaned it and taped it up and get ready for the paint pour. So everyone, I just wanted to show you here that instead of tape on this lid, I ended up using this liquid latex. I got it from Michael's with a 40% off coupon, $16.99 regularly, 40% off. So all you do is you just paint it on where you don't want any paint or resin to go. Just wanted to show you that before I go on to the actual creation. Hi everyone, so I'm back for the actual paint pour itself. But before we get started on that, I just want to share with you, and I think I already mentioned this, I added the Liquid latex to the bottom. And then I also, you'd see my spinner set up here, my normal Noosa cup, and then a few 2-ounce cups on top just to get this off that, so I can lift it easier when it's done. And then I also sprayed the top with this matte sealer. It's just a hunk of junk sealer I have laying around. I'm just trying to use up the can to get rid of it. So, but it is a sealer, so it should seal in the paint. I just didn't know, not the paint, the wood. It looked like it was already varnished, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do this anyway, just to be on the safe side. Although something this small is not gonna warp. So this is a very unusual shape. And I have no idea how this is going to go. I've never done this before. I'm doing a lot more of these things anymore in front of you guys where I have not done anything before. So yeah, let's get started. So got my normal pillow that I've been using lately, this Glidden 6011N, and I always give you the numbers because there's no mistaking the numbers. Technically, it's really GLN for Glidden 6011N, but I just go with 6011N. So let's lay this down. Now in this, there's nothing added to this. What I always do is I'll decant it into this container and I'll let it sit open for a couple days, stirring it ever so often, just to get it to thicken up a little bit. So while I have a quiet spot here, I just want to interject that you can check out my description for links to the products I use and also some instructional videos that might be helpful. I'm not sure how level I am. I might need to come up on that side because this table is, I do not have a level table. I kind of have to play with it all the time. Okay, let me just a dab more just to get to the edges. But when I blow this out, it's going to go right over the edge. All right, so there we go. So that's that. So now my colors. This is my Amsterdam's Titan Buff Deep. And I just added to it a little bit of Iridescent Pearl by Golden for a 2 to 3 second trace here. Just so you know, my pouring medium I'm using on all these, except for the bronze. I'm still transitioning to this Infinity in Minwax. Infinity, let me just show you. So this is my pouring medium currently, using this Infinity and the semi-gloss Minwax, semi-gloss Infinity. The number 434733 base C. Now, for the new people out there, you need a base C or base 3 paint, which has no paint additives in it. It is a pouring medium by itself. But these two together become your pouring medium for your bloom recipe paints. So we just have the bloom go down. That's a house paint, different from the pouring medium paint. Now with the pouring medium paint, I mix that to my colors. For example, I'll mix 3 parts pouring medium, roughly, to 1 part paint. And when I say parts, for example, if I'm going to use this pouring medium in this paint, if I put in 9 grams of this pouring medium, I'm going to put in 3 grams of the paint. That's a 3-to-1 ratio. I hope that explains it, but sometimes I go 2-to-1. Depends on the paint. Like a craft paint, I'll go heavier, 2-to-1. If it's a better paint, like the Goldens, Amsterdams, Artezas, I'll go 3-to-1, or even sometimes 4-to-1. You know, it just depends. You're also looking at color, but you also want to get to the consistency, and this is about the consistency I like to go with. This might be a little on the thick side, but good enough for jazz. So I've already covered this color. I will flash the colors up so you can see the 2 containers that I used on this. This is Golden's Iridescent Bronze, and I do believe this is with my old pouring medium. Oh, this is really gloopy. I'm probably going to have to get rid of this when I'm done here. Hopefully I can get it out of there without any chunks going in. You know, I always make these small batches. Like 15 grams at a time. And then if I put it away for a while and don't pull it out, sometimes it gets gloopy like that. It's still usable. So this is a paint that I don't use very much. This is Lucas Steel Blue. I think I inherited this from another artist. In fact, I hardly ever use Lucas, but this is it. All right, let's lay this down. What is that? It's a semi-transparent paint. Yeah, I've had it sitting over there, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna use this. I'm just messing around, you know? Sometimes somebody gave me this, my friend gave me this thing. She was gonna junk it. I'm like, I'll take it. You know, it's like, I need a competition as to what to paint on. Last color is my Payne's Gray by Goldens. This is a little trick if you get a lot of bubbles. It helps take the bubbles out. But the best thing to do is just mix your paints up and then let it sit for a while. And this is an interesting shape to blow off on, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to use the same cell activator. This is Australian. I've got a bunch of this. I need to just use it. White. Always mix it before, always stir it before you put it down. All right, I'm going to go with the white and the black. Hopefully we'll get it to blow out very nicely. I'm a little concerned about this right here. I'm thinking about giving that a head start. Because it's an odd crook to get into. I try to anticipate problems before I get to them. You know, you just look at this thing and you think, where is the paint not going to want to go? All right, cell activator. I'm delaying enough. It's the white. This is Amsterdam's titanium white, and next will be the Oxide Black. You only need a little. And the black. And the blow. So I often talk through the blow, but I'm just going to say here that if you have trouble with the blow, I have a really good video. It's video 419. It's called The Art of the Blow. I talk about how to find your blow in the first place and place it on the piece that you're trying to blow out, and how speed and angle affect the blowout as well. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it above. Okay. Oh, I'm going to point out something else. These little holes. I'm going to, in fact, I'm going to put it in right now. You're going to think I'm crazy. So, I'm going to leave it to dry with those things in the holes. So when I get ready to resin, I'll be able to resin right around it, and then I'll have the holes already opened up for me. So for anyone new here, I'm just using the straw to blow into the cell activator to try to get it to conjure up and spread out and get the cells to push through from the paint below. Sometimes the cell activator gets a little thick. It takes a little more coaxing to get your cells to pop up. Or if the paint is especially thick, same thing. Sometimes if it's too thick, cells don't want to spread out and open up right away. Let's spin, see what we get. The spinning helps stretch out the composition. This is really pretty color palette. I've never done this before. I've done a lot of different things, but there's like an infinite amount of color palettes you can go with. I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit in a couple spots, like right here. I got no coverage. Let's see. You're seeing me just figure this out as I go. So I'm just gonna lay some paint on here. And then I'll trust that I can blow it over. Get it to spread on top. Same thing over here. Look at that, so pretty. Let's spread that over there. There we go. Same thing over here. Okay, let me get this out of the way right now. Same thing over here. So since this is my first time, you're just seeing me encounter this for the first time, real time, as I discover how to, counteract the little bit of problems that I'm having with paint coverage. It's really not hard. Just make sure you got it all covered. Give it another spin. Hoping it's gonna collect on the edges. So it looks like it belongs. Whoa. This one, because of its odd shape, requires a little extra attention. I'm glad I put the extra pillow paint down in the corners before I started. Otherwise, I'd be dealing with more empty spaces in this lid. Okay, now I'm going to find those holes. Before I go too much farther. There's one. And the other. All right, a little blow in the middle here. So in the end, the toothpicks broke as I tried to take them out. I ended up having to drill anyway, but at least I knew right where the holes were. It's going to be a cute little guy. Yeah, you know, you can pour on anything. Get my little collection container. I collect paint, then I'll scrape off the bottom and I'll use it for my ornaments pillow. Really wish there'd come up something in there. But, you know, sometimes you just have to wait a minute. Just kind of hold your horses. I love this color combination. I can't remember exactly what I was doing here, either popping bubbles or filling in some of the white spots that may have come up from the pillow paint. All right, let's see how much paint we have in the middle. Not much. Let's just give it another spin. Boy, I wish I had a few more of these to do. And the more you spin it, the more it's going to spread, and the more likely you're going to get the cells popping up as well. This is so pretty. I'm going to make more of this. Oh my gosh. I did make an ornament set with this color palette, and I will link that video above. All right, so I'm going to clean up the bottom. Just going to pull it out and down. I don't drag it across because then it looks like a horrible comb over. If you go straight out and down, then it looks like it's all flowed down, if you know what I mean. So the plan will be to resin this, and once it's dry, maybe this should not take long to dry. Maybe 5 days, a week. I'm gonna be gone anyway, so it'll be at least a week. And then we'll reassemble it. All right, everybody, so here is the little lid to that creation. That little sugar jar. I'll be back for whatever I do next. Probably show you the reassembly. So just a quick snapshot of the lid on the table after being resined. So on the back of this one, I'm going to sand it down. So here I'm just showing you the 220 grit sandpaper that I'm using to sand the back of this lid down with. Until it's smooth. Then I'm going to go back and forth with the grain of the wood. And then I will finish this off back here. I will just varnish this lightly. It's like scrape marks in there. I don't know if I can get that off or not. A lot of dust. That's why you want to do this outside. Okay, so I'll be varnishing that as well. All right, so now I'm on the back side of this guy. My little sugar bowl. My sugar bowl. Just gonna varnish this. Just finishing it off a little bit. So I'm just gonna go on fast forward here as you can watch me put on the satin varnish. Just laying on one layer of it, it's gonna be fine. Just make sure you wipe up the edges before you finish up. And that's about it. And then I'm gonna be coming back for the final assembled result here in a second. So everyone, that's a wrap. Here she is, finally assembled and fully resined and ready to go. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This was a brand new one to me and was a lot of fun. I always enjoy learning how to do the bloom on different pieces of functional art. This no exception. I mean, once you have the technique down, you can apply blooming to almost anything. And so if you're new here and enjoyed this, please join me by subscribing, hitting the bell on all. I'd love to have you join with me. Also, if you have a comment or a question, please leave that, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. There's something new now called a hype, and if you could hit the hype button when you get ready to make comments, I think that helps my channel. I don't know, but maybe try it and see what happens. So at the end, I'm going to link some screenshots of some of my playlists. Definitely check out my playlists if you want to see other functional art to create. And that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.